What's up, everybody? It's another video review by Zenoth. It's been a while, so I figured I'd come out with a little hardware review for fun. And I think today I'm going to be reviewing The Natural by Smok. Very nice little mechanical mod that I've been using for about a week now, so let's just jump right on into it. What's up, YouTube and the rest of the internet? Jesse D and the Vape Dog, aka Zenoth, back again with another review. Like the intro said, reviewing The Natural today. First off, before I go into like what I did to kind of customize it a little bit, which really was not very much, I'm gonna say that right out of the box is a very sturdy device with or without the 18650 attachment, and without a battery in there, it still feels very solid. It doesn't feel like there's very much voltage drop when you fire. The button is very nice and stiff and clicky. I guess it's got some nice throw to it, would be the proper terminology for that. And one thing I like about it is the variety of batteries it can take. Like my 2000 mAh 18650s leave this little gap at the bottom, but if I wanted, I could have that gap right there. You basically, you could have it up here at the top, or at the very, very top. But I find at the bottom it's more GG-like, I suppose. But that is one nice thing that you can actually, if you're going to have a gap, it's nice that you can decide where it's going to be. And with the 1600 mAh 18650, that bottom gap is not there at all. Now, when I first got it, there was a tiny little gap at the top. Plus some autofocus tools, something I should have done earlier. Should have done that before starting the recording, but that's okay. I like to do things on the fly. And as you can see though, combined with a nice rebuildable, that is a very clean looking setup. Now I'm going to say fresh out of the box, there will be a little gap. Focus in. As you can see, mine does not really have a gap. That's because when you first get it, the 510 connection itself will be sticking up about a hair over the actual flat top itself. As you can see, I just kind of filed that down so it's flush. Scratched up the top a little bit in the process, but not noticeable. If you throw something like an AC9 on this, or any 22mm rebuildable, it'll sit completely flush and you won't even notice the top after the grinding. And another thing I did about a week into owning it is that screw for your connection is kind of glued in place. I just took a screwdriver and loosened it back a little bit, popped the glue, and pulled the screw back a little bit, then put my addy on there, and then just kind of screwed it back in place until I felt it connect. So that is nice, basically adjustable center pin action. Adjustable center pin action is always very nice. As you can see, this does come apart into many pieces. That very top bevel, the ring will come off. This section of tube comes off. Naturally, the 18650 extender tube will come off. But when you put it in an 18350 mode, as I almost drop it, threads like butter. 18350 mode, that's one hell of a stealth vape right there. Body's about the size of my pinky. Stealth mode for sure. Let me get back into 18650 mode because that's my favorite battery of choice. Again, I have not put any Vaseline or no locks or anything to assist the threads on it whatsoever. This is just as is, and it threads like butter. Let me bring that autofocus back in here, show you the inside where the button is. You can see that's an awesome connection. It's a big flat screw that pushes down to hit another big flat screw, so that's just, you're not going to misfire. You push the button, and your battery has power still, it's going to be. If you're not getting any vapor, it's time to check the life of your battery, basically. You can also get an 18500 tube, so you can rock the 350, 500, or the 650. So battery-wise, this is awesome. You know, this isn't just a review of the natural, since I haven't done a video for YouTube in a while now. I've been slacking. I'm also review the Cobra Clone, aka the Griffin. Pretty standard, rebuildable, very nice for like 16 bucks. As you can see, that top cap there is actually pretty thick. It's not flimsy. And the only thing I've done to this is I took the air hole and I made it just a little bit bigger. I took a 1/16 drill bit, just made it a little bit bigger. It's got the standard 3 nuts. Let me get this focused again. Please excuse my nasty coil. I've been using 325 on the 50/50, so it's really overwicking and getting gunky. As you can see, standard 3 nut setup. Rocking the 3 wraps with some twisted 33 all wire gauge. So basically I made my own 28 wire gauge. But those little nooks and crannies and those twists kind of let juice hang out in there. And it makes it much nicer. You get little nooks and crannies for your juice to hit it, so it gives you a different juice profile. Really easy to do. You just take a drill, put an Allen wrench in the drill instead of a drill bit, take a length of wire, wrap it in half, put the loop over the Allen wrench, hold the 2 spare ends with some pliers or a vice grip preferably. You just kind of pulse the drill until the loop around your Allen wrench gets so tight that the wire breaks at that point. And you will have a nice little section of twisted wire. You can do this with any gauge wire, although I really wouldn't recommend twisting a 28. That would just be ridiculous. But if you have a bunch of 32 or 33 all wire gauge Canthal laying around and you felt like trying out some 28, it rocks. I got a nice 3 wraps on here for about 1.2 ohms. So the 1.2 ohms with the 3.9 from the full battery gives somewhere around 14 watts. It's tasty, and it kicks vapor like a champ. And this is just a 50/50 juice, so kicks vapor like a champ. But that cloud was a little weak because my wick is flooding like a motherfucker. Let me just take a few more rips off of this for you. See, this thing kicks like Jackie Chan. Kicking like Jackie Chan. As you can see from a distance, it pretty much looks like a little hybrid mod. So you notice a little bit of shaving. $48 for the natural. $48 to $55 depending where you go. 16 bucks for the Cobra. Well, Cobra Clone. The actual Cobra itself is a lot more expensive than this. This is the Griffin, technically. The Cobra Clone, or Chobra. You can hear my co-host. He wants to go outside and look for the other dog that just got out. But yeah, you can get yourself a nice looking little basic hybrid setup almost for under $100, which is a killer deal, really. And you can pick these up from Electronicstix.com for like $55 when they come back in stock. ExhaleVapors has them for about 50 bucks. Both awesome places with fast shipping. Hey, I'll let you right after the video. So yeah, it's pretty much a killer deal. And if you get it while you're over there, if you pick it up from Electronicstix, see this nice vibrant blue juice that I have in here. It's the blue raspberry. by High Caliber Vapors. Let me just focus in. Blue Raspberry from High Caliber Vapors, available only at Electronicstix. In my opinion, it tastes pretty much like a blue fruit roll-up. It's a definite candy vape, and I've been vaping it for the past few days, and I gotta say I'm pretty stuck on it. Tastes awesome in a Rebuildable. It definitely likes being in a Jenny atomizer. And one thing I forgot to show off about the natural that I just thought of is this locking button. It could use a little bit more knurling. Like, once you get it started, you can one finger it, but if you have it screwed in too tight, you won't be able to do that with one finger. But that locks the button completely for if you're putting it in storage or your pocket or whatever, throwing it in your carry bag. Works like a champ, and that button kind of takes a little bit of an effort to push. Like, it's not really just gonna fire in your pocket. You don't have to worry about that very much at all with this device, in my opinion. But if you're throwing in a bag with heavy items that might push that button, then the locking button definitely come in handy. You can do the standard pinky press, or just put it up against the palm of your hand and squeeze, and that just makes firing it a breeze. Ah, see what I did there? So yeah, short, simple, to the point. I hadn't made a video in a while, so I figured, nah, I'll make a video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found this slightly informative. Feel free to leave comments or whatever. You know the old YouTube spiel. Stay classy out there. Vape it easy. And if it's easy, then there's no reason not to vape it twice. Take it easy, YouTube. Peace. Vape Dog would like to remind you to keep your e-cigarette supplies and nicotine away from children or pets. It is for adults only of the smoking age in your area. The delicious flavorings and scents in some EJuice may make your beloved pet try to get through that bottle to the tasty liquid inside, and that can make them very sick. Thank you for vaping on. Thank you for watching. Vape it easy if it's easy. Vape it twice. Jesse D and the Vape Dog out.